Hello and welcome back to another Glamour video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. This time I wanted to share a set that I put together that I will likely use for some videos to come until I eventually get bored again. It essentially comes after my more recent showcase on the Kupo Glamour set that you can obtain from the Ishgard restoration from the Kupo of Fortune minigame. So I wanted to make something with that glorious chess piece that I fell in love with in that video, and this is essentially what I came up with. I call this the Ruby Pomcure set, mostly because I'm going to use this on my healer, but the armor pieces themselves are equipable by any class in the entire game from level 1 and above, primarily for female characters this one, because the skirt is female only. For a weapon to go with the set, I quickly decided to go with my Nirvana Zeta, which is the completed Relic Reborn weapon for White Mage. This is dyed ruby red. I thought it sort of fit in with the theme. I love this weapon and wanted to use it for the longest time, but let's skip on to the actual armor set. I wanted to make something different than I usually would, especially when it comes to the color scheme of the set. Normally I can rightfully be accused of being sort of magnetically attracted to jet black or pure white, and a lot of my sets fall into those categories. I therefore wanted to break out of my sort of usual mold, but at the same time explore some of the new dyes on offer in patch 5.21. Specifically, my favorite of these new dyes is Ruby Red. You can get Ruby Red in exchange for Skybuilder scripts from the vendor in the Firmament of Ishgard, and it looks absolutely amazing, or at least in my opinion. The set pieces then that I used. The Helm is the Pearl Roselle Capeline, a level 50 Weavercraft. I always love this hat. The straw dyes nicely, I think, with the ruby red here, and I love the little flower on the top. The only way this could be improved, in my opinion, is if the flower itself was a red rose or a red orchid or something like that. I think that the straw hats in this game are usually low on people's list of preferred items. There are much better looking hats in the game, of course, to suit many styles, but I wanted that almost Western, sort of relaxed cowgirl-ish look. I might be just dreaming that up, but that's what I got from this, and that's why I used it. For the chest, the heart and soul of this glamour, the new Kupo jacket. Part of the Kupo glamour we looked at previously in that other video. You can trade this with other players on the market board, or buy a full set of the glamour in an item called the Coffer o' Kupos. This is obtained originally then from the Kupo of Fortune scratch card in the Firmament of Ishgard as a rare prize. For the skirt, I went with my favourite leg glamour in the entire game, the Quaintrell's Ruffled Skirt. This is a Master Weaver 6 Weaver recipe from level 70. Introduced back in Stormblood, I never looked back. It may not go with every other item in the game, and sometimes it deletes itself if you try to pair it with a lot of chest items, but here I am glad to say it works with the Kupo jacket and doesn't disappear, which is music to my ears. Looking great here in ruby red. I realise there is no gold on this skirt, which makes it look ever so slightly out of place with the rest of the set, but I think that it goes just well enough to work regardless. But of course, if I had something with gold on it, it might look better, but I'm addicted to this skirt. For the feet, I went with the Angelic Thigh Boots. This is from the Angel set on the Mog Station Cash Shop. I love these boots. The Demon set has silver trimming, or I would have used those in preference, but I wanted to bring some gold back into this set to match the chest a little better, and this was probably the best item to do that. And finally, I got myself the false nails from the Ananta Beast Tribe back in Stormblood, which are actually dyed Dalamud red here, mostly because ruby red dye would cost too much, and for very little difference for such a small detail, but I like these false nails. You could wear pretty much any ruby gloves as well, but I like to actually see my character's hands for whatever reason. In general, I think this set complements itself quite well. It may clip slightly with my hair, or quite a lot if you look closely enough, and you could avoid this by choosing a shorter hairstyle, and it would look really great. There's a brand new one in 5.21 that looks pretty good, but if you know me well enough by now, you'll know that short hair just isn't something that I really gravitate towards, and I'll just have to deal with this clipping going forward. It's not too bad, to be honest with you, only slightly noticeable when you move about, and I'm not really looking at my character in raids anyway, so mostly for pictures I'll be standing still. Either way, thank you for watching this video. Hopefully this might have given you some ideas for your own glamour and to better appreciate how beautiful ruby red actually is. And in my opinion, one of the best additions in 5.21 was the new selection of dyes for sure. Enjoy the rest of your day, happy glamour hunting, and I'll see you all next time.